Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and today we are going to be going over just why it seems like Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be competing as they're releasing 2 days apart from one another. Let's get started. Okay, so both of these games are slated to release in late November. I believe it is the 17th and the 19th. I want to say 17th is Assassin's Creed, 19th is Cyberpunk. Either way, it doesn't matter. They're 2 days apart, which, you know how I feel about games releasing on top of each other, and these two are huge RPGs. This is like Skyrim and The Witcher 3 releasing on the same day, or at least close enough to each other. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, and we're gonna get into it right now. So first and foremost, this is simply something in America, probably actually worldwide. You can't miss holiday. Christmas is a big money. So as usual, the answer is money. The big thing for us is you have to get in before Black Friday, and the 19th and the 17th is right before when Thanksgiving is, and then Black Friday, then of course Cyber Monday, which Black Friday is not as big as it used to be, but it's still a big holiday time to spend the money for Christmas presents, which of course Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed, easily a very big Christmas present, especially if those new consoles are out, which by then they absolutely will be. So number one, of course, is because they want to get them Christmas and holiday sales. It's huge. I wish I could express the difference between like the entirety of the year and quarter three. Quarter three of basically September, October, November, and December. December to a lesser extent, but those 3 months and then the early December, like the amount of money you make compared to the rest of the year is just, it's more than double. It's like almost triple. It's absurd. So they have to hit those things. The problem is, and I understand that maybe you're thinking, well, they're not really competing, but they are, right? They are competing, because here's the thing. Those are both easily 60-hour RPGs. You're one person. You only got one set of eyes, one brain, two hands or whatever. You can't play both of them at the same time. So why are they competing with each other? Why wouldn't they just push, maybe drop it in October? Well, Watch Dogs is coming out in October. Why not Watch Dogs in September? Well, that's just because of COVID. It can't make it. Earlier in the year, actually, it was literally August, September, and October for 3 games at Ubisoft. Gods and Monsters was supposed to be August. That game has just gone off the rails. I don't know what's going on with that game right now. It doesn't even have a release date. September was supposed to be Watch Dogs, which, cool, thumbs up. And then October would have been Assassin's Creed, which is generally where the newer Assassin's Creed games have been launching. Odyssey and Origins were both October releases. Cyberpunk, of course, was supposed to launch in September as well. That recently got pushed. So there's a little bit of, like up until a couple of weeks ago, they thought Cyberpunk was going to be in September. So maybe they had like, you know what, we can afford to push it, and yada yada, there we are. The problem, of course, is that with COVID, the delays on these games have been absurd. Not absurd, they're to be expected, but the thing is, Ghost Recon launched last year. We didn't get Assassin's Creed last year, we got Ghost Recon last year, and that game was just a huge buggy mess. One of the worst releases of the year, easily. Like, I don't think Fallout 76 came out last year, but it was on like Fallout 76 levels. That's how bad it was. So they are giving the games time they need to cook, and with COVID, that of course pushes them forward. So I want to say, like, even up until, I know early in the year I'd heard those release dates, but I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago I'd even heard that October was the release date for Assassin's Creed, until the leak, of course, which said November 17th or 19th, whichever one it was, which of course immediately put me in a stress situation, because those are 2 huge games. Another thing, and now we're going to kind of get into these kind of like, that's probably not why it happened, but hey, you know what? It's fun to talk about. In Europe, I like stocks, and I talk about stocks all the time. In Europe, right, CD Projekt Red overtook Ubisoft as the #1 video game stock in Europe. Well, I can just go ahead and tell you that as a man who owns a business, you do not like it when someone else overtakes your business. So again, this is probably not what happened, but it's fun to talk about anyways. Maybe they were like, you know what, let's just go ahead and show them how it's done. Because there's the thing about them Cyberpunk previews. Most of it was good. Gameplay was still looking a little rough, especially the shooting. The shooting was kind of, and now Assassin's Creed is not exactly known for its incredible combat, but you know what you're getting with Assassin's Creed. That's the big thing. You know that you've played Origins and Odyssey, you know what you're getting in Valhalla. This could actually go against Valhalla in the long run, but at least at the moment, if you have to decide between one that you're not too sure about, which could be Cyberpunk, and one that you know you're going to play for 60, 70 hours, Valhalla. You might pick Valhalla. Here's the other thing. Ubisoft, they know, because here's the thing with Assassin's Creed, or not Origins, Odyssey. It was in the NPD last month, which is the, basically, NPD is how much sales in the US these guys get. So it was in the top, I think it was number 4 in the NPD last month or the month before. It doesn't matter. Point being, Odyssey is still selling. So they don't necessarily, they want it, but they don't necessarily need it to sell super huge amounts at the beginning, as long as it has legs. Now, of course, Cyberpunk's gonna have legs as well, so this could, of course, shoot them in the foot. A third option, this is my favorite option because quite frankly, at this point, I'm wondering if it's going to happen. Ubisoft and CD Projekt Red, they're both European-based companies, and I am wondering if Ubisoft has been hearing rumors. Now, Cyberpunk has been delayed, let's just go ahead and say twice. It's probably been more than that, but we had April, then we had September, now we have November. Realistically, it could absolutely get pushed out of this year. And if Ubisoft has someone in there that's been saying that, you know what, after the previews, it's gonna get pushed into January. Or not January, probably more like February or March. They have to get it out before March, but that's still a huge window. They wanna get the Christmas sales, but they also don't want to release a broken game, and of course everyone is in this weird situation with COVID, but if they say we got to delay it more, what are we going to do? We can't do it. No, we're going to be like, yeah, well, we get it. So they could have someone that's like, look, don't worry about it. They haven't said it yet, but they're going to be pushing it out of the year. I know they don't want to, but again, if they have to, they will. The last delay, they said it's just for polish, just for, the game's ready, we're just polishing it up and fixing it up and making sure it's good to go. And in theory, with the amount of months that you have, it should be good to go. But that does not mean that it could still slip out of the year, you know what I mean? When The Witcher 3 launched on PS4, you gotta remember, I know PC Master Race, but these things are coming to console still. They were rough. I remember in Witcher 3, like trying to talk to NPCs, some of their heads were missing. You couldn't even talk to them. So could be that as well. Realistically though, it is just simply the fact they want to get out before Christmas. Both of them do. The thing is, we talk about this cannibalization of each other, right? They're not the same company, but they're competing, but at the same time, they're similar games, and one of them has to lose. Who loses? Well, Ubisoft loses. They launched Watch Dogs, which this is kind of the way they look at it, right? If they have Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, that's 2 big titles against Cyberpunk, which honestly, those 2 big titles against Cyberpunk still probably wins. But just, you know, just so we're all clear, that does not mean that stocks are going to necessarily drop or go up or anything like that. They still need to get those units pushed. Assassin's Creed is still a huge franchise and it's still going to sell a ton, but if Cyberpunk hits that date, Cyberpunk wins hands down. Cyberpunk is probably, if I had to guess, the number one most anticipated game of the year for at least 75% of gamers at the moment. I know they're gonna have those odd off guys who are like, oh, what about this weird PC game or this weird anime game? Like, cool, man. Like, I get what you're saying, but the general population is looking forward to Cyberpunk way more than anything else, especially way more than Assassin's Creed. Look, I want to play Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed. I was looking forward to Valhalla when it released in October. For me, the problem is, of course, when you run a video game website and you have 2 huge games like that, it's only one of you. Well, I mean, I have multiple people working, but I'm saying I cannot play both of them at the same time, which really irks me. But anyways, it's to get ahead of Black Friday. It might not work out, but as I said, they expect Assassin's Creed to have legs, and it did have legs with Odyssey. So I understand where they're coming from. And with those legs, you know, they're waiting until Far Cry 6, which is in February or whatever like that. So maybe they don't sell as many as they want in November, but they start getting that Christmas money in December, right? People are getting gift cards and shit, and they're like, you know what? I need a new game. Assassin's Creed was pretty good. Go to that. So that's why they're really doing it. Yes, it is to get those holiday sales, but more importantly, if they expect Assassin's Creed is going to have legs. Cyberpunk will have legs, don't get me wrong, but a lot of us are, as I said, when push comes to shove, we're picking Cyberpunk over Assassin's Creed just because of, well, it's been hyped up everywhere. The only thing that could really derail Cyberpunk at this point is really bad review scores, and then Assassin's Creed getting like 90s, which probably not going to happen, but it could happen. So just a couple of fun little theories I want to toss out there. I think it would be amazing if they were just like, their stock is higher than ours. compete with them. I think it would be amazing. Probably not going to happen, but that's not why it happened, but I still think it's awesome to happen. Or of course, they know a delay is coming that we don't know about, which is totally possible. I could absolutely see not Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk being pushed into next year super easy. I don't remember how many times they delayed The Witcher 3, but I feel like it was quite a few times, and this game is freaking huge, so I would not doubt that it got delayed again. But anyways, let me know which ones you're gonna pick up. As I said, I'm like 90% sure everyone is just going for Cyberpunk. And yes, it is 2 days later, but 2 days is not gonna be enough to get through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or not Odyssey, well, definitely not Odyssey, but absolutely not Valhalla. So anyways, let me know which one you're picking up. And if you like what you saw, got what you needed, or if you have a theory on, hey, get deep with it, man. Let me know what your crazy theory is on this, why they did it. And we go by the motto of KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? And simple answer is they want the holiday money. So anyways, if you liked what you saw and got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.